I'ma bring you this hot steel. If you trying to steal, got you looking like an orange peel. Now check out my Jesus seal.
Hey guys, how's it going, YouTube? So it's your boy Woody, or Alex Wood, and today I've got a special guest, Ylva. She's a very good friend of mine from Norway that I met when I was at the Høgtun Folkehøgskole, which is in Torvik, Norway. So we both went there, and we were in different classes because she was doing more top tour skiing type stuff, and I was in boot camp. So, put rocks in your backpack and run up the mountain and slaughter sheep and then eat the sheep on the trip for the next couple of weeks. Learning life skills. Really fun time. It's too bad that it was such a short time. She was good friends with my friend Petter, who served in the Norwegian military and then went to Høgtun Folkehøgskole. And we went on a couple of 5K and 10K runs together. We used to become running, we became running buddies, and we maybe go running like 2-3 times a week together, just like for an hour or so. She was always slower than me in the start, but in the Torvik booked 10K, I believe it was, I was beating her for like 9 kilometers, and then all of a sudden, the last kilometer, she beat me. So, props to her. I guess girl power, if you want to say that. But, yeah, Ylva's an awesome person. She does all kinds of activities. She's a very knowledgeable person. I think she has studies physics, if I'm not mistaken. She did Høgtun Folkehøgskole with me for 10 months, and now she's a stip. So it's been about a year since we've seen each other, but we still stay in contact. I guess it's like a foreign pen pal. You know what I mean? Her, Petter, my friend Gabriel Dale, and Arna, Audun, Christian, Chawin, even Andreas and Anders, like all you guys, all those Norwegian guys. And then the Americans too, Tees, Thomas. Well, Tees was from the Netherlands, but, David was a sick guy. He got with a Norwegian girl and didn't learn the language. Kudos to him, I guess. Whatever. And yeah, Eli too, and Connor. Everyone there was pretty cool, though. We even had a couple people that were from Venezuela, South Korea. 2 people from South Korea. We had a person from China, a girl from Kenya, and yeah, the girl from Venezuela, though, was in my group for boot camp. And when she found out I was from America, it was when America was talking about invading Venezuela back in like February 2019. So her initial thoughts to her, or to me, were pretty bad. But we all ended up being good friends. Everyone at the Folkehøgskole at Høgtun became awesome people and developed characters. I really want to give a shout out to my teacher, Morten. Morten, you are the man. I'm sorry I caused you so much grief and stress, but, I was in a different place under a lot of stress and having to learn the whole new culture, dealing with no sunlight. I'm from sunny San Diego, California. And when you take away my sunlight and access to, surfable beaches and things like that, I literally go crazy. And not to mention, you couldn't get beer at that school. So they were very strict Christian conservative, no parties, no hookup culture, anything like that. We literally just did our thing. And it's an awesome place, if you want to learn what kind of skill or trade you do, because there's people that do, arts and crafts type stuff. There's horse riding, which can be a profession. My class, boot camp, is for people that want to go into the Norwegian military or the police force or firefighting, and you get taught those skills. It's not officially written in the statements, but being in boot camp, I got my fair share of squabbles with the other Norwegians, especially when you're an American and you're in a class like boot camp where it's supposed to be all hard asses and things like that, and I didn't speak the language, so people thought I was ignorant, even though I was trying. Eventually, though, I just stopped. Just stopped completely. Towards the end, I realized, as much as I love Norway and a lot of my family is there, because I am Norwegian, but it's just I miss the States, and I wanted to serve my country and join the forces. So I went into the officer commission program for Navy at OCS in Rhode Island. So that's where I'm at. Ylva is on the way different spectrum, though. She's an academic, probably 20 times smarter than me, but I figure you'll enjoy this interview with her. So, well, and I also just want to say, first and foremost, sorry, Ylva. I always mispronounce the name. I always say Ylva. It's Ylva. Sorry, I'm just American. You know how bad we are at languages. So, Ylva, can you please get started and, maybe explain a little bit about how we met and just, a little bit about Høgtun, any experiences or things you want to talk about. I know you probably have a story or two where you got something good to say. You've been there for about a year and a half until COVID struck, and that kind of changed things.
Yeah, so I met Alex at this Norwegian Folkehøgskole on the northwest coast of Norway. I guess that's kind of a random place for somebody from Germany and somebody from California to meet, but that's how it is. There were quite a lot of internationals at the school from basically all over the world, which was kind of cool because you don't just get to know Norway and like Norwegians, but also like people from whatever, Asia, America, really anything. And so we were both in the international class, which was mainly for learning Norwegian. I think it worked better on some students than on others, but yeah. And Alex and I also went running together a lot, like on the trails around the school, which was really nice because, I definitely like running. I really enjoy it. And Alex also did a lot of training. And so we kind of agreed to go running together. We also went on some hikes. I remember one in particular, which we did during I think it was fall break with another international. Definitely a nice experience, very fun, but also kind of complicated. But a fun trip. And we also both went on this international school trip. I call it international school trip because it was basically just the internationals participating. It was like some cities around Norway, like tourist trip basically, looking at all those sightseeing things that you can see in the area. So that's it, I guess.
All right. Ylva, can you please explain a little bit about what you think about COVID or world events and just,
Yeah, my thoughts on the global pandemic we have right now. Well, I think we can all agree that this is really a crisis for the whole world. And I hope we can overcome this as soon as possible. And I also hope that we can learn from this, especially about that politicians should trust scientists more. I think that's a very important thing, and it's gonna become even more important when facing the next big challenge. I do believe that climate change is going to be the biggest challenge of our generation, and we can't overcome it without trusting scientists. That is what I want to say. And like I said, I hope this crisis shows us that we should trust science and maybe listen to it more, or listen to what scientists have to say more than we do now. And another interesting thing, I think, is that this pandemic really shows what strong and good leadership really means, because it's not about like how many nuclear missiles you have or any of that stuff. What really matters is that you can protect your people and keep them safe from this virus.
Oh yeah, and of course, what's it like to live in Germany, to grow up there, to be there? Do they have, good beer or soccer? Tell other people that haven't lived there what Germany's like, Deutschland is like. Just don't say Uber alles.
Yeah, about living in Germany. I mean, I have to say I haven't really lived anywhere else apart from Norway during my gap years. So I can really base what I say only on my experiences, on my travel experiences to other countries. But yeah, one thing I know for sure is that German bread definitely is the best. If you ever get the opportunity to try it here, you definitely should. And yeah, but apart from that, what I notice, especially also when traveling to the US, is that the people seem so much more friendly in lots of other countries. I think it's just that people here are very bad at small talk, and it's just not common for people to get like super excited when you see somebody. It's more like, yeah, hi, nice to see you, if you want to be like really nice, but that's it. It's not like, oh, what's up, how's it going, and you know. But I think that's also kind of because people maybe see small talk as a bit superficial. If somebody would be like that, like super overexcited and everything, people would just go like, you don't really care, so why pretend to do that? And also, especially at work, you don't really want to waste people's time, so you kind of want to cut straight to the point. So I guess that's kind of a reason. It's not like people are rude here. It's just, yeah, maybe a different style of communicating. And another thing I've noticed, also especially in Norway, is that at the national holiday, people go like super crazy, celebrating big time and everything. That is definitely not the case here. And you also don't really have a German flag in your garden at all times. It's basically, yeah, not really a thing you do. You maybe have a flag of your favorite football club, but that's it. Yeah, the only time you can celebrate and get out the German flags is when it's football championship. But otherwise, you kind of want to stay away from large groups in the streets that carry German flags around. It's probably not very nice people. So yeah, I'm from a very small and rural town in northern Germany. I'm not kidding when I say there's more cows living here than people. So yeah, it's really in the countryside. But everything is really well connected here. So it's not far to the next city. That's also where I went to school and where my parents work and all of that stuff, like where you meet friends. And I also live kind of close to Hamburg, which is the second biggest city in Germany. It has 2 million people living there. So if you need anything that you can't access here, you can just go to Hamburg. It's not really far. But on the other hand, you can travel really anywhere in Germany quite fast. It's not that big of a country. And yeah, I mean, now my friends are all kind of living in other places. Most of them moved away for studying or traveling, or yeah, basically whatever people do after they finish school. I've spent mainly all my life here in this town, but I always like traveling. Yeah, this is like a really quiet and safe area. One might even say it's a bit boring maybe, but yeah, it's where I grew up.